Well, I guess this is what we get in a surveillance society. Everything becomes radically public and mediated because we've thrown some coordinates of the open society out the window, and therefore, if, say, individual autonomy and sovereignty are privileges of the open society, then openness becomes a necessity in the closed society that we have become. So in the matter of political action, individual political oriented behavior, what happens is one's belief system gets put to the test. And one then is called to engage in various activities politically oriented in order to represent what is, in my case, ostensibly, strange to say it, the MAGA system of beliefs, insofar that my, in toto, comprehensive cast of characters who were or are my philosophy teachers are absolutely silent in this sort of a political environment when we have American philosophers such as Emerson and Thoreau, not to mention the entire legacy of social justice and civil rights in the United States. I am well within the bounds of ordinary reason to expect my philosophy teachers to raise hell. And they don't. So I take it that philosophy has abandoned me, or at any rate, all the philosophers have abandoned me, but I don't abandon philosophy. There's nothing wrong with the books, even their books. It's just that the way they're exploiting their position of power passively, not putting their philosophy to the active test, to put their philosophy on the line for the sake of the Aristotelian good or the Platonic good, or how about for the Rawlsian good? How about that? Isn't John Rawls like the guy? Aren't we supposed to resist coercive government? So when individuals now, such as myself, such as every individual that I know, is put into very perplexing personal and or professional situations with the nearest and dearest friends to us, and we start theorizing and thematizing in light of the dictatorship that we live in some sense or other, Allah Gagan Allah, everyone against everyone. I mean, nobody's allegiances can be secured 100%, especially in a culture whereby there is no foundation of trust other than whatever's built up between two individuals. So, and now, I'm speaking directly to one particular individual who I love dearly, and with whom now, because of the political situation and for no other reason I can tell, our each respective ethos is being conspicuously highlighted because of the fact that we we have starkly different life commitments, such that it could very well be that my own behavior, this individual finds threatening even in some abstract sense. Just as a political, I mean, they might find it threatening for anybody to behave in certain ways that I've been behaving, or say certain things. I don't know exactly what things. I mean, I do come down pretty hard on fathers, but that's a discourse that we're all familiar with, the anti-patriarchy discourse. I mean, that is literally the discourse that comes down hard on fathers. And so if one is a father, one is radically interrogating oneself if one takes that seriously. And of myself, I can speak confidently because I interrogate myself always as though I were a father, even though I am not. I mean, so clearly there's part of that statement that's inadmissible, because how can I hold myself to a certain standard that would be represented by a father if I am not actually a father? You cannot do that hypothetically. You can only do it from the lived first person they say perspective. Only a father has the right to talk about fatherhood or the concept of a father. What right does a non-father have to talk about fathers? So, I mean, there is a total epistemic gulf. You know, I have no right to talk about fathers from the first person perspective, even though I would like to hold myself to some standard like that, because my standpoint is always against the father, because we don't really find anything virtuous in terms of father behavior that's modeled in our society. So anyway, because of the fact that this relationship is so sensitive, I mean, it's because of these political differences anyway. Now, for mysterious reasons, there's conversational turbulence that's manifesting between me and this friend, and I think that that's to be expected, because we all have